Hello everyone, my name is Jennifer and welcome to Best Kept Plans. Today we're going to be going over my 2022 sinking funds. I am super excited to share this video with all of you. If you are interested in seeing that, please stick around. So if you've been watching my budget with me's and plan with me's, then you know I already started saving for my 2022 sinking funds. I was fortunate enough to be able to reach all of the goals for my 2021 sinking funds early, and that allowed me to start saving for 2022, I believe back in August. Yes, back in August. And so because of that, I'm already going into 2022 with a bunch of money already saved up. And so what I decided to do was to basically put together a sheet for myself to let myself know how much money I had already saved in each of my sinking fund categories and how much more I have to save to get to each of my goals in 2022. So a lot of these or all of these categories will be familiar to those of you that have been watching my videos, but my 2022 sinking funds are going to be my travel sinking fund, my Christmas sinking fund, my subscriptions sinking fund, my medical sinking fund, my car maintenance sinking fund, my car insurance and car taxes sinking fund, my birthdays sinking fund, and my holidays sinking fund. Now, one thing that you will notice when I get into a little bit more detail about these categories is that any of them that have trackers on the front, those trackers are not accurate to the end of December 2021. And that's because I'm just filming this video a little bit early in order to kind of have some videos already lined up during the holiday season. So I wanted to basically go through and explain a little bit more about each of these sinking funds, but then also share with you all the information that I wrote down for myself. This is the newest version of the Budget by Paycheck Workbook. I did purchase it because I like a lot of the changes that were made for the current version. I don't have a cover on it yet because we're still in 2021 as I'm filming this, and so my cover is on my current Budget by Paycheck Workbook. But I did print out a bunch of the beginning sheets that I use. I printed out the first 3 months completely, and then I printed out the monthly views and the 2022 savings challenges for the entire year. So if I skip forward and share with you all this page right here, this is a list that I created myself with all of my sinking funds for 2022. Starting with my first sinking fund, this is my travel sinking fund. This is a new sinking fund to me. I did not have a travel sinking fund in 2021, so 2022 is the first time I started saving for travel. I am currently contributing $50 a pay period, which is $100 a month to this envelope, and so at the end of 2021, I will have saved $550 towards this sinking fund. Now I'm going to zoom in because I do think it'll be a little easier for you all to see this page. So yeah, I will have saved $550 by the end of 2021, and it does not have a goal. I consider this a rolling sinking fund, which is why the tracker on the front isn't filled out, but basically this is going to be used for, I can use it for any type of travel. If I'm planning on doing a weekend trip, or if I want to just use it towards my next larger vacation, I can utilize this fund. Next, we have my Christmas sinking fund. Now, the goal for this sinking fund is $700. I am currently saving $25 a pay period or $50 a month towards this sinking fund. By the end of 2021, I will have saved $275 into this sinking fund, which means that I only have $425 left to save in 2022, which is awesome. Next, we have my subscriptions sinking fund. So my subscription sinking fund is to cover a couple of different things. It's for my Disney Plus, my Amazon Prime, and my Hulu, all of which I pay for annually. I will have saved $550 by the end of 2021 into this sinking fund, which means that in 2022, I only have $130 left to save to reach my goal, which is $285. Now, the reason why, as you can see on the back here, the goal was 220 and it went up to 285 was because I decided to add Hulu into this to pay for Hulu annually. So that's really exciting. I'm going to have gotten through or starting 2022 already being more than halfway done with saving for this sinking fund, which is great. Next, we have my medical sinking fund. Now, this sinking fund is for co-pays. This is for any prescriptions that if they have a cost associated with them. This is also for glasses. I do wear glasses and I tend to get new frames and lenses annually. So whatever extra I have to pay that my insurance doesn't pay would come out of this sinking fund. The goal for this sinking fund is $500. I think that's a bit over what I'm probably going to use throughout the year, but I'd rather save more and then roll over into the following year than not have enough saved. So at the end of, I'm off by one. At the end of 2021, I will have $220 saved to this sinking fund. I do contribute $20 a pay period, which is $40 a month. And that means that in 2022, I will only have $280 left to reach my goal for this sinking fund. Next, we have another rolling sinking fund. So my car maintenance sinking fund is considered a rolling sinking fund. I contribute to it every pay period and I will continue to do so. I don't have a set goal for this because I just want to keep building and building this fund. My car is over 7 years old. I do know that it's going to eventually start needing more than regular maintenance and I want to be prepared for whenever that happens. I currently contribute $50 a pay period, which is $100 a month towards this sinking fund, and at the end of 2021 I will have saved $937 towards my car maintenance, which is really exciting. Next, we have another car related envelope. This envelope is for my car insurance and car taxes. I do pay my car insurance annually, and in the state that I live in, we do pay car taxes annually as well. The goal for this is $1,520. That covers a whole year's worth of my car insurance and my car taxes. I haven't filled in this envelope at all, this front tracker. I do need to do that because there is money in here already. And at the end of 2021, I will have saved a total of $270 towards this sinking fund. That means that we'll go into 2022 already being about halfway done with saving for this, which is really exciting. And we'll only have $750 left to save. Next, we have my birthdays sinking fund. So for birthdays, I currently put in $20 a pay period, which is $40 a month. And at the end of 2021, we will have $220 in this envelope, which means we will be more than halfway towards our goal of $400, and that we will only need to contribute $180 more to this envelope. And then lastly, I have a holidays sinking fund. This is another new sinking fund for me. In 2021, I did not have a holidays envelope. And the reason I decided to make one was mostly for Mother's Day and Father's Day. I found when May and June 2021 came around, it was kind of annoying to have to cash flow those expenses. And so I decided to just create a holidays envelope, utilize it for Mother's Day, utilize it for Father's Day, but also it would be there for me if I needed to get Halloween candy, or if there was some type of decor piece that I wanted for my house, or if I need wrapping paper for birthdays or for Christmas, things like that. So the goal for this envelope is $300, and I will at the end of 2021 have saved $220 towards my goal, which means I'll only have $80 left to save in 2022 to reach my goal of $300, which is really exciting. I also wanted to show you all, and I'm going to zoom out to do this. Let's see, there we go. In the Budget by Paycheck workbook, there are trackers for your sinking funds. And I did fill these all in, and with my goal amounts on top for the ones that have goals, and I've started filling them in for the ones that have goals. So these are updated through what I will have saved by the end of 2021. And so as you can see, I'm about a quarter to a third of the way filled with my Christmas sinking fund. I'm about half of the way filled with my subscription sinking fund. Again, about a third of the way with medical. And if I flip the page, I'm about halfway for birthdays. I'm about 2/3 of the way done for holidays, and then car insurance and taxes was added kind of after the fact, so that's why it's at the end here. And I'm about halfway done with that one as well, which is really, really exciting. For the two sinking funds that I have that are rolling, so this car maintenance sinking fund and then this travel sinking fund, I didn't put any amounts in here because, again, it's a rolling sinking fund. But what I'm thinking about doing in order to have like a visual kind of cue for myself or representation for myself of the fund is just every month filling in one of these boxes, because there are 12 boxes in here, and so that could cover January through December 2022. So I think that's what I'm going to end up doing, just every month filling in one box and just seeing that I'm still continually saving into these funds, even though there's not a specific goal for them. So that's what my sinking funds are going to be for 2022, and that's how much money I have in each of these heading into 2022. Super excited to have been able to jumpstart this process, and I think that I'm going to try to keep that going in the coming year. So for instance, when I'm done saving for holidays, I think what I'm going to end up doing is using whatever money I would be contributing into here, so $20 a pay period, and putting it towards a different sinking fund that still hasn't reached its goal. And then once all of my sinking funds that have goals are hit, I can start for my 2023 sinking funds. And I think that that is something I could potentially do by the summer 2022, kind of in a similar way to 2021. We'll see what happens. Of course, anything can happen, but I think it would just be an interesting way to do it, almost like a snowball method that usually people utilize for debt. I can kind of utilize that for meeting my sinking funds goals. If any of you all have any questions or comments about my sinking funds or the way that I track them, please do not hesitate to put a comment down below. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and as always, everyone, please be safe. Bye-bye.